I just bought my wife a Mercedes AMG C63s, but there's a catch. It was in a crash, a really bad one. This German muscle made a wall or a pole, maybe both, and it definitely didn't win. And that is how we were able to get such a legendary German muscle for such a bargain at auction. These cars typically go for $40,000 to $50,000, especially for the mileage. But with such big damage, no one wanted it. So instead of us even bidding at auction, we just bought it. And this is the car that's going to be replacing the wife's X5M, which has been so good for about 20,000 miles, but it's a little outdated. It has very high miles, and she's graduating nursing school in 1 month. So I figured this Mercedes would be the perfect gift. All right, so to get it down, we're gonna have to use Lucas's Jeep by reversing it all the way up there. So when we put it in neutral, it doesn't just go back. You know, I'm terrified of heights too, right? Yeah, it is. Oh, I can't look down. I cannot look down. This interior is nice. Unfortunately, this was the last time I sounded excited because the car did not want to go into neutral at all, and we tried everything. Typically, a car has an emergency neutral lever found under the transmission or inside of the cabin, but this one doesn't. It's all electronic. I'm thinking we're gonna try to do something with the pyrofuse. Lucas says it's not a thing, but I think because the pyrofuse blew and the car doesn't even start, it's also not letting us put it into gear or put it in neutral. So I'm gonna try to override this pyrofuse and not, I mean, dude, look at that drop. I'm terrified. Now, what is a pyrofuse? AKA the most famous fuse on YouTube. When a crash happens, it uses a tiny explosive charge to instantly cut power from the battery, protecting us and the car from fires, sparks, or short circuits. But it can also cause the car not to start or possibly switch gears. But even after looking for the pyrofuse where a few videos showed it was, ours was not there, which gave me a great glimpse as to how complicated Mercedes is. And just like that, it's nighttime. The driver has to leave, and I genuinely have no idea how we're going to roll this car off of the ramp. But I got a great idea. We're gonna try to disconnect the driveshaft bolts. I can see them, so I'm praying that helps. And that's exactly what we're doing. This is it. It's all or nothing. By disconnecting the drive shaft, it means the transmission will no longer lock up the rear differential and will leave the rear wheels free. It was no easy task, but with everyone's help and God giving us the patience, we pulled it off. Let's go. Let's go. It's moving. Yes. The more I look at that car, the less I think we're gonna pull this off. But there's something really cool. As you know, I'm Cuban, but I don't look Cuban. And I also have Chinese heritage. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we're gonna find out my true heritage, where I come from, my past. And we're partnering up with My Heritage DNA. This is a DNA testing kit. We're gonna take it and we're gonna find out everything. I'm nervous. Okay, so we have to activate it. You then break it and put it inside this little bottle, into the bag, into a bigger bag, into the envelope, and that's it. Right now, for a very limited time, we have a special offer of only for this DNA kit, scanning the QR code or link in the description, compared to any other test. And they cover more regions than any other DNA test. Some time has passed, the results are in. I'm nervous. We have to sit down for this. Okay, here we go, here we go. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow. So I'm 28% Portuguese. Sí. And then under here it says Spanish in Cuba and Spain, which makes sense. 19% Spanish. Huh? 9.7% Central African, 8.3% Nigerian, 2.7% West African, 2.5% East African, 1.6% Moroccan. I am 24.8, pretty much 25% African. I didn't expect that, and that is freaking awesome. 7.8% Chinese, 3.9% mainland Southeast Asian, and 2.5% Central Asian. 4.5% Mexican and 4.3% Egyptian, 25% African. That's amazing. That is really cool, which makes sense. That's definitely on my mother's side because my mom is light skinned. Okay, now we can go to DNA matches. Look at that. I guess we're a third cousin. This is so sick. The fact that it's only $29 for the special deal. And the best part, MyHeritage is totally transparent. They've committed in their privacy policy to never sell or license your genetic data. I mean, I really don't have to say much. If you want to order your own kit, it will be linked in the description. Check it out. That is hands down. I mean, that tells me where I come from, why I look the way I look, why I'm built the way I'm built. I mean, it says a lot. So that is... wow. Now, this legendary beast has a handcrafted V8 twin turbo pushing over 500 horsepower. And some even call it the last true AMG. By the looks of it, the rear end is great. We have something to look forward to. The rear end, the doors, wheels, everything is pretty much great except the front end, which we're gonna look at in a little bit. But this is a C63s, meaning we have bigger brakes, and it is just a little bit better than the 63. Actually, I believe it's like a $10,000 option over the C63. So there's a lot of goodies in here, which I'm so pumped about. I did notice, check this out, carbon fiber diffuser, which I was literally gonna buy last night. Thankfully I didn't, but carbon fiber diffuser, got the nice raw V8 coming out of there, which the car doesn't start just yet, so that's not great. Since it is a C63s, we have the big 19-inch spoke wheels and the red calipers, which is awesome. Now, I've been trying to learn a lot about this Mercedes, but I believe the 63s also has bigger front calipers, not carbon ceramics, which is great, because that would be a lot of money. Oh, look at this. They even got like a cool little carbon fiber thing on the bumper, which we can definitely take off and reuse. God, thank you, because we have one good headlight. We have a good headlight. I feel like these headlights are gonna be pretty pricey, especially when they have a little, you know it's gonna be expensive when they have a Mercedes logo inside of the headlight. These are LED intelligent light system. You guys know we had to pull out the rusted stick that we used to pull up the R8 hood for this one too. Oh my goodness. This is really, I mean, this is my first time actually looking at it. So obviously it took a hit right here. This is why I wanted to bid on this car. Come over here. As you can see right there, the frame rail is straight. The frame rail did not take a hit, but all of this, that's really bad. Oh, this is really bad. What I was afraid of is what I'm looking at right now. The whole strut tower will probably have to be replaced because of that. It crumbled right there. This thing is so, like, I think the headlight disintegrated. It's literally just pieces of the headlight. Oh, this is hands down the biggest project I've ever taken on. This is next level. Oh wait, is the headlight down here? Oh, we got some modules, so we can definitely reuse that. Let's not lose that. Nice, okay. We gotta look in the positive because this is not looking great. And when we're talking about the pyrofuse, I honestly believe it has to do with this system in here. So what I might try to do is, I might try to see if the pyrofuse is in here. Maybe we can literally just start up the car and move it inside, not have to call the tow truck to help us move it inside. That would be great. What I'm truly mostly worried about, what I'm truly mostly worried about is the engine, this AMG engine. Technically, I think these engines are hand built because they're AMG. Very cool. I believe it's good. I think it's good. I don't think it took any of the damage. If there's a crack or anything in this block, I'll literally cry. Let's put it that way. I saw this. Is this a dipstick? Oh, this car's off a dipstick? No way. It has oil. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we know for sure. Oh, that is awesome. I've never seen a dipstick this flimsy, by the way. Okay, so we know that there's no crack in the engine block, at least where oil sits. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, that's a positive. That's a massive positive. Now, my favorite thing about this car, it is a V8 twin turbo pushing over 500 horsepower and I believe around 500 torque. And it is a hot V, so the turbos are right here, right there. One turbo, two turbos. I mean, in what modern day twin turbo can you just touch the turbos that easily? Oh, maybe upgraded turbos? I don't know. We gotta fix this car first. We gotta make sure it fits. But man, this is so sick, y'all. I think this is why they crashed. Those tires are pretty bold. Now, I do want to look at the interior because I've never really sat in a Mercedes. Let's go see. Oh my, There's like a new car smell in here too. Got a big screen, got the whole AMG in the middle here. This is just beautiful. Look at the vents. This is pretty much a new car. So I don't know if I mentioned it, but this car from 2017 has 32,000 miles and we are the third owner. So that's pretty cool. Check this out, leather dash, but the airbag is blown. Oh my gosh. And the airbag blew out the windshield, so we're gonna need a new windshield. This might be the nicest interior I've ever sat in. Oh, look at this. Look back here. Oh, what? A carbon fiber splitter. Look at that. Now it's destroyed, but oh, maybe we can bring it back to life. We got Mercedes floor mats back there too, which that's a lot of money. Are you kidding me? This is like a for smell. Got the line in the middle, and the line matches the seats. AMG down here, got the Alcantaras. I'm happy that we got this car because even though that damage is way worse than I ever thought, see how awesome it is? And for the cause, which is for my wife, Christabel, really motivates me to get this going. And this is definitely the most nervous I've ever been to surprise her with a car because, well, it's also the worst one I've ever bought. Take a look at your new car. What do you think of that?
That's great, first of all.
This is your 2017 Mercedes AMG C63s.
That is a lot to process.
0 miles, brand new, out of the lot, no accidents.
Clearly, that's amazing. How did you find it?
Here you go.
This is so cool.
Go look at it, look at it. Just
Wow,
ignore this
Do you
part.
see this? This is what I'm looking at.
AMG V8 bi-turbo.
Turbos.
V8 twin turbo, insane. Look at the back over here.
So cool. Look how wide it is.
Yes, right? And it even came with a carbon fiber diffuser, which is sick.
This is so cool. Oh my goodness. It even has a new car smell.
Right? Look at all this front. On a serious note, this car is from 2017 and it only has like 32,000 miles and you're officially the third owner.
That's so cool.
I mean, this car is just insane. Can you imagine yourself driving this?
No, I can't. That's how insane this is. I think I'm in like maybe shock.
Yeah.
Maybe shock.
And family, really fun announcement. We actually just dropped new products on the website. We got a Mercedes design, and if you're wondering what that means, German muscle. We also have an awesome design for the R8 and for the Blue M3 everybody loves. So if you'd like, link will be in the description. Merchandise supports us directly. All this money goes right back into the channel and into all the fun builds. Thank you for your time, and we'll enjoy today's video because it's just amazing.
10 out of 10, just the way it is. Just let me drive it like that.
Now we have a lot of rebuilding to do before you can even drive this car though.
I'm excited for the process.
Here we go. And when Getting Hooked Towing shows up, you know that means work is about to go down. Once again, thank you to Getting Hooked Towing. If you need a tow, you have a low car, a regular car, whatever it is, hit them up. They're amazing. They're super careful with what they're doing, and they have helped me tremendously. Follow them on Instagram as well. Thank you, Getting Hooked Towing. And now we can get started. But the funny thing is, I don't even know how to jack up this car. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know. I have no idea. But we need to start somewhere. And I'm thinking, oh, let's take off the Mercedes logo because it is useful. Yeah, this hood has seen better days. It's literally like you shouldn't be able to do this to a hood, but we gotta remove this logo. And I think, oh, press these two little tabs and look at that. We got the Mercedes crest off. Great start, and I've never worked on a Mercedes before, let alone done all this, so one thing I do want to do is be very organized. We got a box and we got a bunch of Ziploc bags. We're gonna have to label everything because I don't want to lose any hardware. We need to remove the hood, the front end, that over there because we need to make a very important call. Unfortunately, the struts are also just completely, they shouldn't do that, completely shot. And I looked up the price for a hood. Straight from Mercedes, a hood for this car costs $1,193, which is actually not bad. It's not bad. We're gonna see if we can find it used, but so far, that's how much we're into this build. This is all clips and it just comes on just like that. Much better design than the Audi by far, since the Audi, it was inside the hood. And to get it out, it was terrible. Final bolt for the first panel. Oh, it's gonna fall. Oh, it's gonna fall. Oh. The goal here is to not cut my hand. Oh boy. Okay. First panel on the official build. is off. And now we can get a great look at this beast of an engine. But as we uncover more, the more questions we have. Is there damage we haven't seen? And most importantly, does this engine even start? But let's keep digging. Next, I'm thinking the fender. And I know that once we remove this fender, we're going to see a lot of bad news. And talking about fender, I'm looking at something now that's kind of scaring me, and I don't know why this is happening. If the hit was here, I am not sure why this fender is so misaligned out like this. I'm thinking it's because of the hood hinge. Everything was pretty much pushed this way. I mean, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm praying for, that this is just completely out of whack. Because when we push it in, that aligns perfectly. So I think the fender and everything structured here is fine. When we switch the hinge, this should all be fixed. And I should decide that before we remove the fender, why don't we at least try to bend down this frame apron? And even though we tried our best, we didn't really get very far. Typically, you would do this with some type of pull machine, which we don't have. There's a bolt right in there. Nice. Got it. Now, I think there's 2 more bolts down here remaining, but we do have to remove the side skirt. Okay, my first little quirk. What in the world is going... What is this? Is this like to jack up the car? I have no idea. And we were correct about that. This covers the jack points for the car. Fancy. But right now, we need to remove the 2 remaining nuts holding the fender in. There we go. We got the side skirt off. And this is definitely not reusable. I looked up how much the side skirt is. One side is more expensive than the other side. Very strange. I think one was like $735 and the other one was like $748. If you know why one's more expensive than the other, let me know. So meaning this fender's another piece that is going on the bad pile. And the good pile, I have a feeling it's gonna stay pretty empty. But now we can really see the damage to the chassis apron. Wow. Something like this, with as little of experience as I have, really makes me question my ability to fix it. But we need to step out of our comfort zone and push ourselves in order to grow. And right now is nowhere near where I want to be. So we need to continue to keep pushing to get to that next level. Again, I don't know what could have hit this car because the frame roll's fine. Everything's fine except here. So that's a pretty weird thing to hit. I generally don't know, but look at this. Like, come over here, show this. Look at that. That thing is completely pinched. So this panel completely gonna have to be replaced. Look at this. Whoa, you see that? It completely ripped it out of the frame rail. Even like back here, look at that. This is bad. That's part of the strut tower. We have to call someone very important that's pretty much gonna decide the fate of this car, but I'm pretty sure we have to switch out the strut tower, which is this whole thing right here. And if we have to switch out the strut tower, that means we have to remove the whole drivetrain. I did not expect that at all. The last thing I expected to do was to remove the whole drivetrain before even driving the car for the first time. And at least we have one good side over there. That's the bright side. And another thing is we have to keep swimming. Let's jack up the car, continue to tear things apart to get a better look at what we're dealing with. Car's in the air. Let's remove the front bumper. And another really cool thing, I found the Carfax. Crazy enough, Chris was gonna be the 3rd owner. And another crazy thing, the last reported oil change was at 19,807 miles. This car currently has 32,916 miles. If we subtract that, the last reported oil change was 13,109 miles ago. I'm hoping he was a DIYer and he did the oil change himself like I do, but that's insane. If this car hasn't had an oil change in that long, that's terrible. But on the positive note, this is probably like the nicest painted car I've ever gotten from auction. Like all the panels original, painted. The white is beautiful aside from the front end, but this is so nice. I mean, mint. It really does look like a car with only 32,000 miles. But another thing is, right in here, I believe this is a radar sensor for the adaptive cruise control, so it knows how far it is from the car that's in front of you. And the bracket back there doesn't look bent, but I think either way, we need to be 100% safe that it's not bent, because we're probably gonna have to take that to Mercedes to get calibrated. I'm just thankful the unit itself seems to be good, so another W. But over here, I mean, just look at this. Just piles of metal. See, the good thing about this is the bumper's destroyed, so it's much easier to remove than if it was not destroyed. We have to remove the driver's side fender liner so we can get to the fender bolts. Woo! Okay. Oh, we got one more. We got one more. Woo. And the Mercedes front bumper is off. Now we gotta get some part numbers out of this. Figure out what we can use and can't really use, because that module right there is good, but this one, as you can see, yeah, that's pretty bad, and I feel like, yeah, that's destroyed. This frame leg is definitely at a lower angle than this frame leg. It's not a hallucination, you're seeing correctly. And if that's happening because the whole chassis itself is weirdly bent down, that would be no good. But we'll figure that out later. For now, when I thought things couldn't get worse, they did. Oh no, no way. This is literally the intake manifold. Usually the intake manifolds are up here, but since it's a hot V, they switched the intake manifold to kind of the side of the car, the lower side. Well, add an intake manifold to the parts list. I've come to a conclusion, and I thought about this in the beginning, but now it all makes sense. This car hit a whole pterodactyl. Look at this. This guy hit a pterodactyl. Right there, boom. The only thing that makes sense, pterodactyl causes accident, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm so happy we came to that conclusion. I have to honestly give an apology to Audi because I thought they were complicated. And then I met Mercedes.
Mercedes.
This is like 30 volts just for a crash bar. Insane. We might be seeing a huge positive. Oh, what? Okay. We gotta remove this first. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Yes! We got another piece out. Let's go. And we are leaving this one on because it is good. It should be good. That's when we disconnected it from that ugly piece. But we're definitely gonna have to switch this out, though. This is totally bent. Jeez. But as I was saying, the radiator fans might be good. And back here, the intercoolers look good as well, which is awesome. Oh yeah, we need one of those lines. Okay, we're gonna have to pry bar this out. Okay, this thing is stuck. Oh no. There we go. It's coming. There we go. And the downside to a lot of these parts is they are aluminum, so we wouldn't really be able to bend anything back into place, even if we wanted. When you heat and bend aluminum, it loses its properties and becomes so weak where you can't use it. So unfortunately, more parts to the bad group. And let's start removing the radiators. Ooh, that's a lot of coolant. Jeez. And then the other one is right there. Woo. After removing the heat exchanger, we have to get the two main hoses that go directly to the radiator. And we should now be free to go, kind of, maybe. Another thing I'm doing is picture and video of everything. So I'm trying to be very organized with it. Here is the radiator stack for the AMG C63s. And this side of the radiator is pretty much a catfish because this side just simply won't allow us to reuse it. Everything to me looks good. At least right now that I'm looking at it, everything looks really good up here. The only thing I do see that we're gonna need is this cooling line that goes from this pipe to here, but that shouldn't be bad. I mean, these coolers look fine, but we're gonna keep looking into that. For now, this is the most complicated engine I've ever seen. Maybe not complicated, just a little more complex. All the hoses, coolers, the turbos on top, there's a lot going on. Now, I really want to be optimistic and save as much money. This fan looks good to me, but the thing is, some parts of the housing like this right here, oh shoot, it's broken. And that sucks. So I wonder if we can get the housing and keep the fan itself, because I believe this is two separate units and it actually bolts up with 1, 2, 3 Torx bolts. I have no idea how to disconnect this line. Never seen it in my life. So we're gonna use my best friend. And that is ChatGPT. Welcome, my friend, welcome. All right, so how do I take this out? Yes, thank you. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Locate the locking ring on Oh, I think I figured it out. So I think we push this in. Oh, yup. Yes, I figured it out. No way. Yes. And now it should just come out, right? Yes. we're back. We got some really good news. We got some bad news, and we have something really important that we have to do. Starting with the good news. We have got the Fender, the first or second part that arrives for the car. We got the V8 bi-turbo. Found this on Facebook. I paid $250 for an OEM Fender, and then I paid him $150 shipping. So that's like, what, 400 bucks. And we got a Fender. This one cost this much from the dealership, so we saved a lot of money. I think it's the white of the car. I didn't even think about that. Unfortunately, the battery didn't charge overnight. I even jumped it to give it a good kickstart, and then the battery's bad. So we're gonna need a new battery. So all the money we made on the Fender, we're gonna have to spend it on the battery. But right now, we have to see if the car starts. Even though it probably won't idle because of this, we still need to figure out if the car starts. I mean, we're spending so much time. We've already taken so much apart. We need to see if it starts. So I'm thinking the pyrofuse is in this unit right here. First got the car, we thought the pyrofuse was inside the cabin. I guess it's not. I guess the pyrofuse might be somewhere here, meaning we're gonna have to figure out where that fuse is. There we go. Okay, where is this pyrofuse? After digging in here for a little bit, no pyrofuse was found. We also went and looked inside of the car because this diagram shows the pyrofuse is under the steering wheel and nothing. Now I'm thinking, I don't know why we haven't done it yet, but let's check the actual battery. Oh, it's electric. Oh, wait, we got parts? Module for the light, broken unfortunately. Oh, I see another module though. This one's good. Yes, look at that. Yes, this is probably like $100 to $200. Yes, AMG front splitter, which I mean, we could probably give this to Lucas to kind of buff it out. This is nice. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we found the pyro. That's moving way too loosely right there. I don't think that's normal. Did we just find the pyro? Was it that simple? Like right on the battery? Found the pyro. Oh my goodness. We found it. Oh, we're also gonna need this. This is to take off the wheels. In this case, when the accident occurred, the fuse exploded and its job was to disconnect the wire going to the starter from the battery. Very cool technology. So we are going to have to order a whole new unit. But for the sake of seeing this car start, we'll be taking it apart and connecting it directly to the positive side of the battery. But I'm not starting it up this time. Okay.
I'm nervous.
And I'm even more nervous. Try it.
The brakes are hard.
Nothing? Oh. Nothing?
Do I keep it pressed?
No, just tap it once like a normal car. Nothing?
No.
Okay, cool. Unfortunately, no start, but to really diagnose this, we need a battery at this point. Hey Max, I'm calling because I have a car here that needs a battery and I just want to know how much it is.
Alright, what's the last date of the VIN? It's gonna be after tax, it's gonna be $493.94.
Well, after hearing that, I decided to try a different place, somewhere I've never been before, but I grabbed this battery for $255. And to swap the new battery in was definitely somewhat of a mission, but now it's time to figure out if this engine is good or not. If it's not, we'll most likely have to scratch this project because these engines go for anywhere between $10,000 to $20,000. Pretty much the same amount we paid for this car. New batteries in, ladies and gentlemen, we got power. So we got the Carly hooked up. I'm hoping I can erase crash data with the Carly. If I can't, we'll figure it out, but might as well try. I think that's where the car crashed because this was a Virginia car. I think it saves where it last crashed. So this is actually the road that showed up in the maps. And I'm thinking he did a pull. It was raining out, lost control, and possibly even hit this pole or this pole. I don't know, but I'm sure he lost control somehow. These cars are fast, and the fact that it's a rear wheel drive, you can easily have a whoopsie. It happens all the time. We're waiting for it to connect, but this interior or this infotainment feels like I'm inside a video game. Look at this. Sport Plus, race, and look how it changes. That is so sick. Hold on, let's click one. That is so sick. What? See, little things like this makes this rebuild that much more exciting to pull off and finish. 100%. 102 issues found.
Houston, we have a problem.
That's pretty bad. Okay, everything cleared. I don't think the car's gonna start, but here goes nothing. Nope. The car doesn't start. Now, I wonder if that's because all the airbag codes and all that is still going on in the system. So I haven't technically cleared the data. I don't know. That's very weird. I don't know. We're gonna repeat another check, but I think I know what the issue is. Possibility number one, a proper PC. So we need like a snap-on or something so we can actually reset the crash data. I don't think Carly's able to reset that. Either way, we're gonna try it again, and I'm also gonna use OBD11, which I also have, to try that once more. Number two, another pyrofuse. Maybe, possibly, there's still another pyrofuse in the car for some reason. I don't know, Mercedes is so complicated. We looked everywhere though, and that's the one we found, so I don't think this is the issue. And number three will be a nightmare, ghost immobilizer. Basically, a lot of people in these European cars, they put ghost immobilizers, meaning you have to do a certain sequence for the car to start. That would be terrible. I'm definitely not leaning towards that one. I think we just need a proper PC. So that's where we're at. Okay, we're on the move. We found someone that's gonna let us borrow a computer that's gonna allow us to reset the crash. Check this out. Good old Mercedes. Oh, that's a GLE 63. Oh, and another Mercedes over there, a GT63s. What? That's sick. But this is no coincidence. This is destiny. We would not go through battles we can't conquer. We're gonna pull through, I have a feeling. But as soon as I pulled up, check this out, a G-Wagon. How lovely. Thank you to Action Auto Care. You guys know this, where I bring my cars to be on the dyno, and where we put the exhaust on the 340i. Let's go here and start up, baby. Oh, and this little reader, it's over $3,000. Top Don, AUTEL, anybody. Send us one, we need it. And here it is connecting to all the computers in the car, but we spent a very long time trying to figure out how this works. Until we found the very special feature we're looking for. The engine is blocked because of a crash event. Reset. No. I can't figure this out. This is actually pretty difficult. Even after resetting it, the car still doesn't start. Until something incredible just happened. I didn't know that worked. It worked. Oh my gosh. I had no idea that was gonna work. I've spent like an extra 20 minutes figuring out why it wasn't working. I just had to turn off the ignition and turn it back on. I did the procedure right. No way. That's crazy. Obviously, we're not gonna let it run for long because, I mean, this is what it's looking like. Yes. Yeah, but now I'm very curious. Does the car have downpipes? Oh, I think it does. Check this out. The car has downpipes. There's no way. And typically on German cars, if you do downpipes, you do a tune. The downpipes also look gold, and I just found this set of gold downpipes in tune package. It's worth $3,300, but get this. With a downpipe and a tune, you gain an extra 180 horsepower. Are you kidding me? 180? And judging by these needles in the back, which are pretty thick, definitely thicker than normal. Guys, did we just get super lucky and save a ton of money on modifications? Like, is this car close to 600 wheel horsepower? Because that's insane, especially for the wife. We have to let her know to be very careful. And we haven't even looked into it, but the suspension looks great. Like, even though we're spending a lot of money on parts, there's a lot of positives that we can take away. So the car's not a total failure, but we gotta talk because there's been a massive curveball. We made the phone call I've been talking about all video. I didn't record it, but we came to a big conclusion. The engine, the whole drivetrain has to come out. This is definitely the worst case scenario for repair at this point. I purchased it thinking it was just an apron, and turned out it's the whole strut tower. And who knows, probably more. Now we're at a spot where we're gonna have to yank out the whole drivetrain with no experience with Mercedes, a brand known as having one of the most complex platforms to work on. We need to remove the engine and transmission so we can access this area in here, because that's where the welds are to remove the strut tower. And after talking to Mercedes, the strut tower, $800, and the apron on the side is $200, which isn't great, but I found this online and I'm happy to say it is on the way. I think there's gonna be much more simple. There's a wiring harness for the wires that we need. And we're in this project 100%. We will not stop until it's complete and Cristobal's new daily driver. And if you want to know your heritage, do not forget, like I just mentioned, check out the link in the description or use code DNZ25. Check out or the QR code. This much for $25. It's a deal you don't want to miss, and it's ending very soon. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you. Subscribe for part 2.
Oh, the engine hose is out. You guys know what that means.